is, I just felt like this one card, and we have the Page of Wands, okay? So we have the Page of Wands, and then I pull a Spirit Animal Oracle card. And so that one happened to have 2. So we have Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things, and then we have Fox Spirit, think on your feet. And then I pull an Oracle card, okay, to the sea. And then I pull the Mystic Forest card. So I feel like that one. Okay. Energetic pull. Okay. So I feel like today is a day for you to start new projects. So I feel that with the Page of Wands, it's like that energy of starting new, that energy of starting fresh, new ideas, making things happen. I feel like it's, you know, it could be starting new routines. So maybe this is, right, that this is a routine that maybe you're going to start, and, you know, watching the daily tarot just like I do and starting your day with it. The reason why I wanted to do this for people who don't have cards themselves and would just like to have a reading. So that's why I had started this. And maybe this is the day that you start new routines, like you get up and you don't touch your phone, right? That you break the patterns. That if you're looking for change in your life, that you break the patterns that you're already doing and you change those up. It doesn't mean you have to change everything, right? Little steps at a time, tend to the small things. So I feel like with Mouse Spirit, it's like, it's those little things that you can change. So instead of as soon as you wake up looking at your phone, give yourself 5 minutes before you look at it, right? You don't want to do something that you're going to dislike or it's going to give you stress or anxiety, but it's like, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to, you know, go to the bathroom, or I'm going to get dressed, or I'm going to take a shower, or I'm going to go get something to eat, or I'm going to walk the dogs, right? I'm going to go listen to the daily tarot, and then I'll go back and I'll look at my phone. And you'd be surprised how those little changes add up to bigger things. And I feel like Fox Spirit is like thinking about, what are those things that you can do to change up? What are those things that you can do to change up the patterns, that if you're not happy with the way things are going, what is it that you can do to change little things up, little patterns that you have? And that can switch your energy around. That can switch the energy that you have, and it can give you a better feeling. It can give you a lighter feeling. It can give you a more positive feeling. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I changed that up, so let me change it, right, a little bit more. Let me do something a little bit different. And then we have To the Sea, which I feel like is releasing old patterns. Releasing old ways of doing things that weren't serving you, right? And I feel like To the Sea represents release. And I feel like it's, sometimes we don't realize how automated we've become, that we keep following the same cycle and the same patterns. And we keep expecting different results, but yet we keep doing the same things. And I feel like this energy here today is to say it's time to change things up. It's time to do things differently. It doesn't mean that you have to be overwhelmed by making massive changes. That it could just be releasing and letting go of little things that bother you, little things that maybe get you irritated, right? To release that and let that go. And then we have energetic pull. A true master knows that you create through your actions. Look at that. I love that. And that goes right back to the Page of Wands. You create through your actions. Do not hesitate when you feel the energy pulling you. Follow it fearlessly and move worlds. If you feel that the time has come for you to make changes, take the actions to do it. Don't just sit and talk to yourself about it. Today is the day to take those little actions, right? Those new little actions. It doesn't have to be big. What are those little things that you can do throughout the day to change up your patterns, to bring new energy, new thought, and new feelings in for you? It doesn't have to be. You'd be surprised when you make little changes. And maybe it's about sitting down and saying, okay, what are the bigger changes that I want to have happen? What is it that I can work on now? What are the little things that I can do now? It could just be, sorry, before you start your day, think of 3 positive things, right? Tell yourself 3 positive affirmations. Tell yourself 3 positive things before you get out of bed. Instead of thinking about, oh my gosh, I've got to do this, I've got to pay the bills, I've got to go grocery shopping, I've got to go to work, I don't really want to go, right? Before you get out of your bed, think of 3 positive things about yourself, right? And say 3 things that you're grateful for, right? I'm grateful for my bed, I'm grateful for my home, I'm grateful for the food that I have, I'm grateful for the car that I have, I'm grateful for the gas that I have, I'm grateful for the money that I have in my account to be able to afford food and gas, right? And if you want to write those down, you could write those down, right? You could write them in a journal, and before you get out of bed, write 3 things down that you're, right? What are those little actions that you can do that can help make bigger changes in your life, right? And those start to add up, and then you start to do more and more things, and then you start to get yourself into a new pattern. And I think the most important thing is waking up and not getting stuck in the same rut and changing things up and doing things differently. That if you're not getting up positive and motivated and ready to start your day, it's time to kind of rethink, how can I change that? Because I used to just get up and I would just grab my phone, and then I'd scroll through social media, and then I'd play like my games on the phone, and like before you know it, 2 hours have gone by, and I'm like, oh, I'm already behind schedule, and I'm feeling groggy, and I'm feeling heavy, and it's not working. So I now wake up and I don't touch my phone. I don't look at my phone. Of course, obviously, if you have reason to, that there are messages that you have to check, obviously, if you have to do that, do that. Maybe check those real quick and see what's going on. And then if you can leave the rest of it, like don't scroll. Like you could go for your phone, check your messages, see if there's anything important. And if there's not, don't go on social media. Don't get yourself stuck. And, even before you grab your phone, think of those 3 positive things that you can tell yourself, or those things that you're grateful for, right? Like change it up. Take the actions to change it up. And that's what sheds light on things, right? We have where it's kind of blue and kind of releasing here, and then open when you're able to release and let go, it opens up the doors to bring in positive energy. And sometimes it's the little things that can help the most, right? And thinking on your feet, thinking about those things, what can you change? And maybe writing them all down, when you have more time or something, and write all those things down to what you would like to change. And then just doing them a little bit at a time, and then you can take that check and check those off and say, yeah, I've changed this, or I'd rather do this instead of this. So this is a great way to start your morning. So it's take those actions. Take one small action today that you will put into your schedule and your pattern that you're going to change, to release negativity and focus on positivity. Because if you're looking for change, you have to be change. I always say that in my readings, that if you want change, you have to be change. And this is saying be that change, right? You create through your actions, and that's how you create things, is through your actions. It's not just, yes, thinking about them is part of it, but doing the actions and following through. And when you start to feel good, you start to do more actions and more actions that help you to create even more. All right, I hope you have an amazing day. I am so grateful for you. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.